Yup, it's me, and I like games. And you see, one of my favourite things in gaming is modding. Adding stuff to your game, whether it be some form of extra weapons, to companions, to jokes, to entire overhauls. Modding is something I've always enjoyed. You see, when I was a wee lad, I spent a lot of time playing these mods. A lot of the games I originally got when I was young were games like Star Wars Empire at War, Mount & Blade Warband, and Minecraft. All really good games with very respectable modding communities. And this early experience with mods really helped to solidify my love for them and the modding community as a whole. So, what is this video about and why modding? Well, consider this a thank you letter to not just the games in the video, but the modding community as a whole. With this video as the flesh puppet I'm using to jerk its metaphorical stiffy. And it's hopefully a start to a long and illustrious series of me yapping about bollocks I like. As I don't have time to go through every single modding community of every single game, let's be honest, there's not enough time in the day, so I'll be focusing on a few of the major mods and ones I've had a lot of experience with in each of the games I've actually played somewhat recently. So either way, without further ado, I give you... Yippee. To start us off, I want to talk about starting with probably the most recognisable collection in RimWorld modding, Vanilla Expanded. I'm sure if you've ever played RimWorld in any modded capacity, you have seen one of their mods floating around on the workshop, and you probably have at least one in your mod list. God knows I do. Vanilla Expanded goes beyond your typical mod and, as the name suggests, adds content to the game in order to expand the vanilla experience. That's what that said. Anyway, as of recording, has well over 100 mods in its official collection, ranging from furniture to entire DLC levels of content. It's truly a monument to the modding community as a whole, not just RimWorld, with a collection that basically amounts to randos on the internet doing the developers' jobs for them. It's no wonder RimWorld's modding community is the way it is, that being weirdly high quality. And Vanilla Expanded really embodies this strange sense of high quality that comes with some of the most well-known RimWorld mods, with each Vanilla Expanded mod standing very well on its own, or coupled with other mods which very rarely conflict with them. Each mod is made by a member of the Vanilla Expanded team. Yes, team. They have a team working on these mods. With a project lead and all. What sort of quality are these people working at? Jesus Christ. With the project lead being one Oscar Patochki, I think, who I did try to get for an interview for this video, but he stated he didn't want to engage in publicity, which is, more than understandable. Moving on from RimWorld, I next want to talk about with the two most notable mods or modding collections, if you will, being Thrawns Revenge / Fall of the Republic, and Awakening of the Rebellion / Clone Wars. Both mods are total overhauls for the game, with each expanding the game with not only new units, but also new factions, buildings, features and campaigns, and a whole slew of other stuff I can't remember right now. Thrawns Revenge is the senior of the two. It's been around for yonks, and the sheer amount of content in this mod reflects this. Multiple factions and campaigns, actually too many units to list here, and hours of content to enjoy. It's a big mod and it's a good mod. And it mainly focuses on large-scale battles. Same goes for Fall of the Republic. Awakening of the Rebellion is a bit like the younger, more hip brother of Thrawns Revenge, with slightly different mechanics like upgradable buildings and units, which Thrawns Revenge does have, but Awakening of the Rebellion makes a bigger use of this. And it even makes a big use of missions, with the standard campaign actually having a lot more objectives than your standard Empire at War mod. Awakening of the Rebellion, and in a sense Awakening of the Clone Wars, focus on smaller battles as well, rather than the larger battles that Thrawns Revenge focuses on, in my humble opinion, with a lot less capital ships per battle and generally a bigger focus on fighters, at least if you're playing the Rebellion, that is. But again, I need the video to be out before the heat death of the universe. So, moving on, we got Imagine if Ninja got a low table fade. Kenshi's a bit of a weird game. That had nothing to do with the video, I just wanted to get that off my chest. But it also has a lot of mods, ranging from new weapons, to apparel, to quests and companions, to Star Wars? What? Yeah, like the game, Kenshi mods just seem to be a bit different. A little Will Smithin', if you will. There isn't a lot to say about Kenshi mods, apart from the Star Wars one, because they're mostly little add-ons. A weapon mod here, an apparel mod there, a sprinkle of quality of life stuff. It's humble but still vast. A lot of them too are just mods to make the game more interesting, like Reactive World or Living World, that make the game react to the player's decisions on a more obvious manner. Again, there's a lot here, it's just more quaint. But moving on to something with a bit more oomph, let's talk about...
I'm Hitler's top guy. What am I gonna do? Adolf Hitler chose me to lead the revolution.
Hearts of Iron is a bad game, without DLC. And you may say, great observation, Captain Obvious. And to that, I would say, thank you. It's about time someone noticed my observation skills. And secondly, I would say, yeah, which is probably why there's so many mods for this game. Quality of life mods, there's a lot of them. Alternate history mods, yep, a lot of them. So many of them. Total conversions, you bet ya. Ponies? Holy shit, yeah, we got ponies. There are a lot of mods, which is kind of the point of the video, and I don't know why I keep harping on this, but either way. A few of the biggest and most well-known ones are Kaiserreich, what if Germany won World War I basically, Road to 56, which basically just extends the game to 1956, Old World Blues, a Fallout total conversion, which is very good, Great War Redux, a what if the Allies won World War I, Fire Rises, a modern day mod, but the modern day is a little bit different, and Equestria at War, the aforementioned pony mod, which for a pony mod is very strangely high quality. I've played most of these mods, well, all of the mods I've just mentioned, apart from the World War I one, I already know how it ends. And I've never watched the show the mod is based on, I promise, but I'm a sucker for world building. If you watch my Monster Hunter review, you will know this. But this mod, this one right here, it's got a lot of world building, and a lot of storytelling. But not too much that isn't an event every 2 seconds. So anyway, I know I'm playing favourites, but give Equestria at War a try. It's surprisingly good. And I'm harping on it because I know people will turn their noses up at it because, well, ponies. But if you can't handle the ponies, just play as the bird people. I don't think they're a part of the show, unless a highly militaristic monarchy based on World War I Germany is in the show, in which case I've drastically misjudged the target audience of that show. But I digress. All are good mods, try them all if you can. And if you can't try Pony mod because it would impact your testosterone too much, just use the anime mod for it. But that's for cowards. Coward. But now it is time to go up to space in...
We're whalers on the moon. We carry a harpoon, but there ain't no whales, so we tell tall tales and sing our whale in tune.
Stellaris has a lot of mods. I know, I was shocked too, because I don't play much modded Stellaris. It's got a few major total conversions involving Warhammer, Star Trek and Star Wars, along with a bunch of just miscellaneous content expansions like Stellaris, UI Overhaul and other such mods. But Stellaris is also a weird one in a way. There's again not much to talk about, just a bunch of miscellaneous crap. Good miscellaneous crap, but still miscellaneous and potentially crap nonetheless. But that's all there really is to say about Stellaris. Go look through the Steam Workshop. The game's got pages and pages of the stuff, but it's all random stuff that doesn't really connect with one another, other than maybe ship packs and species packs, but it's technically a part of the game anyway. Oh, hell yeah. However, I could do with a bit more war.
Crocodildo penisini, pepperoni masturbini, trippi troppa crocodini, dildodini.
I've lumped Total War into one big old pile, since a lot of the mods tend to be the same thing, either a total conversion or a partial conversion, or the aforementioned miscellaneous crap. Similarly, the games themselves don't deviate that much from the core gameplay loop of overworld turn-based state management transitioning to real-time battles. Pretty much all of them follow this loop, so they all get the same section in the video. As mentioned, Total War has a ton of total conversions. Lord of the Rings ones, both new and old, Warhammer ones, both old and official, Medieval, both new and official, Roman, both new and official. Geez, what is with you people and modding different time frames into the game? Just play the game that it was meant for, with the time frame built in. You'll save yourself a lot of time. The games aren't even that different. Either way, some total conversions don't change the time frame, just a lot of the core gameplay, like the combat and the turn-based segments. A couple of these being Divide et Impera, adding population and tons of new units, and Grimhammer doing a lot of similar stuff, but for Warhammer. And that's most of it. Again, not everything. You know why I can't list all of it. Oh wow, that guy has a...
Can we get much higher? So high.
Mountain Blade, Warband specifically, not that reskin they shuffled the cards about with and called it a sequel, has a lot of mods. Shock, Gasp, Smash Cut to title card. Mountain Blade Warband holds a special place in my heart, mostly because it's the first game I ever got over 100 hours in. I'm more familiar with this game than I am female genitalia, and it's the game that introduced me to mods as a whole. Thank you for existing, Steam Workshop. Now, Mountain Blade has a lot of heavy hitters. Last Stand of the Third Age, set in Lord of the Rings. Nova Aetus, with the early Imperial pike and shot era sort of time frame, and one I personally spent a lot of time playing. I remember fighting the Aztecs in the New World, trying to keep my colony alive and everything. Star Wars Conquest, that actually worked surprisingly well for a Star Wars total conversion from a medieval combat game. Gengoku, A World of Ice and Fire, Anno Domini, Purisno, Prophecy of Pendor. I mean, the list just goes on and on for Mountain Blade. It's been around for about 1 billion years, and the mod list represents that. There is so much here, I can't realistically list all of it without adding another 20 minutes to the video runtime. And even then, I wouldn't have time for all the miscellaneous stuff like Diplomacy and Florist mod. Mountain Blade planted the seeds of modding in my brain, cultivated it, fertilized it, and now continues to come by every Sunday to trim it to size and make me want to play another Dale run on Last Stand of the Third Age. And it's gonna keep a little special place right tucked in here, in my right lung. Fuck Bannerlord. But that's pretty much all of it. If I go through every game on Steam, I would die, so I'm not going to do that. And I'm running out of things to yap about, so bye.